Hey everyone, I'm Naomi. I work for a company called 920. I am a consultant within the technology and digital sector. I also work alongside Incentive Games. I'm their talent manager. And today I am through Edinburgh to speak to some of the amazing team here at IG about their recently adopted 4-day working week. Hi everyone, meet Stuart Gove. Stuart, why don't you tell us a bit about who you are, what your role at Incentive Games is, and then we can talk about the 4-day working week.
I am one of the original co-founders of Incentive Games and currently I'm the COO. We started thinking about the 4-day week probably a couple of years ago. I think there was some tests that had been done in some of the Scandinavian countries that had been positive. So we started talking about it along then. And then more recently, there's been more local tests in Britain and Europe that have been very positive. So we decided to give it a go.
And since bringing in the 4-day working week, what benefits have you seen so far, do you think?
We have seen an increase in the number of CVs we're getting in, and the people who are interested in our jobs has increased. Our own employees, we've only done one survey so far, and that was before it started to gauge how everybody was feeling about certain parts of their jobs, whether it was job satisfaction, work-life balance, happiness, things like that. So we'll do our next sort of pulse survey at the end of this month, and we should get the sort of initial findings on what's actually happening for the employees in the 4-day week.
And across the team, do you feel like morale's lifted? Do you feel like people do actually seem a lot happier? Is it?
Yeah, I mean, initially it looks very good. Yeah, people seem to be happier because they've got an extra day's holiday.
Yeah, a long weekend.
Yeah. The whole thing is centered around maintaining productivity and service to our clients, which is our main focus.
Yeah.
If we can do both of those things and improve people's work-life balance and make our staff a little bit happier, then I think it's a win-win
for everyone. Yeah. So a lot of questions that people are asking online, when I've read is, when you say 4-day working week, what does that actually mean? Is it condensed hours into 4 days, or is it 4-day? How does it actually work for Incentive Games?
The philosophy is 100% of your pay, 80% of the hours, and 100% productivity.
Other companies you read about, although they're advertising the 4-day week, are actually condensing, a full week into those 4 days. So it's different for Incentive Games. You're actually offering what you're saying you're offering.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, the benefits that you'll see is because people are working less, so they're less tired, less stressed. So we thought that condensing the hours is probably going to make matters worse on those days. So we would go for the full test, reduce people's hours, keep the salary the same, and monitor productivity. Certainly there's a lot of buzz around the company about it. Everybody's on board. A lot of our clients, or all of our clients, are still working 5 days a week. So it's up to us to still provide the same level of service during those 5 days that our customers are used to. So that takes a bit of logistics and a bit of management, but we seem to be getting it. It's been completely employee-led as well.
Good.
Most of this hasn't been dictated to by us and what days people should take. It's been left up to the teams, been left up to the individuals to decide what days to take and how they're going to manage their workload. Do
you see the 4-day working week being a huge success? Do you think this is the future for IG?
I'd like to think so, yeah. I've got a young family as well, so I'd like to
spend more time.
So hopefully it does,
Because obviously there's companies out there, it seems to be sort of a hot topic, this 4-day week. So I seem to read about on LinkedIn and in the newspapers. So if you were to sort of give advice to another company who are about to trial this or look into this, what would your advice be?
I suppose do your research. One of the things I did was I got in touch with a company who'd already done it in the local area. Yeah, and I spoke to them face to face, and they sent me some documents that they used, and I found that really helpful. When I looked online, it's all good news stories. So one of the things that I did was contact a company in the local area that had trialled it already, and spoke to them and get sort of first-hand experience of how they got on with it.
Awesome, thanks so much for that, Stuart. That was really, really good to get that information, and I think it will really help us moving forward as well, bringing in new talent.
No problem at all, thank you.
So now I am speaking with Daniela. Hey Daniela, why don't you tell everyone who you are and what your role at Incentive Games is?
Sure. So I've been working at IG for about 2 years now. I am an executive assistant. I basically deal with day-to-day operations within the business. Yeah, basically look after everybody's needs, get equipment, onboard people, deal with a couple of HR stuff, and yeah, just a really cool, awesome place to work for.
Basically, you take care of everyone.
Basically, yeah, basically.
So already today, I have sat down with some of the team to speak about the very recently adopted 4-day working week.
Yeah.
So very exciting.
It is, yeah.
So I would love to get your thoughts and your take on the 4-day working week.
So we've been speaking about a 4-day week now for about 6 months, leading into it. When we start on the 6th of February, there was a little bit of apprehension, a lot of excitement, a lot of how is this going to work? How's everyone going to, kind of get through this process together, and how's everyone's work schedule is going to work? And I actually find personally that it has been working really, really well.
Yeah.
It gives a lot more time to do things that you would want to do.
Mm-hmm.
For example, hobbies, or actually just general general day-to-day stuff, like errands that you have to run that you would normally run after work on the weekend. So it frees up a lot of your time as well. It's definitely motivated me to also, I'm not the most punctual of persons, but now I'm normally always like 15 to 20 minutes late for everything, deadlines included. So, but no, it's definitely made me a bit more aware of like my time and how it's utilized. And I think that's really, really necessary, not only for the business, but also personal growth.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that seems to be the sort of general feedback actually, that everyone is, much more motivated. Also, like when it comes to sort of working for IG, there's nobody, now that we've got the 4-day working week in place, it's probably going to retain staff as well. Yeah. We're not going to see people leaving or looking elsewhere because they've now got this 4-day working week, which is quite a new thing, although it is a hot topic and there is a few companies out there adopting it, it's still like
it's pretty scary.
Yeah.
When you first do it, like when you first start thinking about it and you're like, how is this going to work? Especially when you manage a company that's full of different departments and different like leads, so we've got like multiple different groups of people that work, and we're like, well, how is this going to work for our lead developers? How is that going to they've got people that they need to report to, and report people that report into them. So when you start thinking about the dynamics of it, it gets a bit daunting, but actually once you start, you actually realize that it's not as complicated as you actually think it is. This is 100% employee led, so the company has taken a backseat and gone, okay, we're going to leave it up to the employees to kind of figure this out and to kind of maneuver the company in the way and direction of how this 4-day work week is going to work.
They're obviously giving employees a lot of independence.
Yeah, we've always had independence.
Okay.
And I think so that kind of has fed very well into it, because we've already had that trust, that understanding of the employees. So it was kind of natural for us.
And as an employee of Incentive Games, do you believe that this will be the norm, this will be the future for not only Incentive Games, but other companies out there who are looking to trial this?
Yes, well, I think that there is a mental illness rise throughout the whole country, not only the country, but throughout the whole world.
Yes.
And I think that if we can provide a better work-life balance, not only work-life balance, but a better productivity life balance, it benefits you in your home life, it benefits you in your work life. If you can enjoy both, why not?
I know we're obviously quite early in the process at Incentive Games with the 4-day week. I mean, I think we're week 4.
Yeah.
But already, are you seeing, across the board, mass benefits?
Yeah, I think that people are just more relaxed, happy. I see people smiling a lot more. We're pretty smiley, happy, company, and I think that we've got a pretty good culture. But I think people actually just come to work and want to be here and want to work, and want to put in that effort more than, you know, like just giving that little extra bit.
Are you finding now with the 4-day week that actually, you know, your employees are wanting to come into the office more and maybe spend more time because they now do have that extra day off and long weekend?
We've definitely felt a increase of people coming into the office, whether that's up to the 4-day work week or just due to like company happenings.
Okay.
We'll yet to find out, but I do think that people are more inclined to agree to do it because
of the benefits.
Because of the benefit of
and the relaxation of the 4-day week.
Yeah. So it's also, I mean, it also reduces people's, you know, costs of traveling. You know, like I've gone down to a 4-week traveling, so I come into the office every day. That's my own choice as well. I just work better from the office. But I think that it's nice just to have people around as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome.
But yeah, it's been great.
Sounds really exciting.
It is, yeah. We're really, really quite excited about it. I hope it goes well, and I hope that, you know, after the trial that we get to extend it.
Thanks so much, Daniela.
Pleasure, Naomi. Cheers.
Graham, thanks so much for sitting down with me today. So really keen to just let everyone know, you know, who you are. Who's Graham? What does Graham do at Incentive Games?
Well, I'm Graham McDonald. I'm the software delivery manager at Incentive Games. I've been with the company since November 2021, so nearly a year and a half now, which doesn't seem like that long.
Time flies.
Indeed, I know. And I manage the development teams and the QA teams, all the engineering teams within Incentive Games, which is currently about 15 to 20 people. We're looking to expand. It's a really exciting and challenging role. There's a lot of really fun, interesting people to manage. So it's been a really...
a bit.
Yeah, no, genuinely a very, very great team, and so it's been a really good year and a half of getting to know the team and sort of trying to put in some stuff in place to try and grow the teams from when I started 2 development teams, now 3, and obviously we're looking to expand further than that.
And what would you say really for you are the highlights of working for Incentive Games?
It's got to be the people. Although a lot of people are mostly remote, we do have a lot of people as we're in the office today. So we do have people who come in, and it's always a really light-hearted, friendly atmosphere, but we get the work done. We're a serious company, but there's no egos, and I think that's one of the things that's really important about Incentive Games is we're everybody knows who everybody is, and everyone can speak to everybody else, so it's got a good feel to it that way. So I think that's kind of the main highlight, is the fact that it's just a really nice group of people to work with, and everyone's dedicated to doing the best that they possibly can.
And what I've noticed from my time working alongside Incentive Games is that everyone is so different. But as you say, so lovely, so so much fun to work with. There is an element of it being really relaxed, quite laid back, kind of cool, quirky, culture. And we scream and shout about the culture, but everyone works really, really hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think you're right. I think this is maybe a circumstance of COVID and people working remotely. But we do have quite a disparate group of people. Not everyone's based in Edinburgh, of course. So not everyone comes into the office every day. There's a lot of people. In fact, there's 1 or 2 people at the company I don't think I've ever actually met in person, although I'll have many calls over Teams with them. So it's making sure that we're still able to communicate and talk to each other like that, but also have the fact that there are people out there who maybe we aren't going to see more than once or twice a year. In fact, one of my direct reports, one of the team leads, based in Spain, so I only see him 2 or 3 times a year, but we make sure we make the most of it whenever he comes over.
So, and just on that sort of topic of remote working, an even hotter topic right now, 4-day working week. So Incentive Games have very recently adopted the 4-day working week. Yep. So, you looking after your own team and managing a team, how are you finding that?
It's really interesting. It's very different. It feels so far after 2 or 3 weeks that it's working really well. Everyone seems to have a really good work-life balance. I think it's going to take a bit of getting used to, but we spent a lot of time before we instigated this planning for it. We made sure that we had coverage across all the different teams on Fridays and on Mondays. So it's not like we went into this blind, and we did a lot of research, and we worked with an organisation to sort of help us figure out the best ways to do this. And a lot of it's just about making little efficiency savings here and there.
Yeah, so of course.
I guess for a lot of people, maybe one of the main issues is just losing that slight connectivity with some of the people in their teams. But most of the teams take the same day off. So we've got 3 development teams, one of whom take Mondays off, and 2 of whom take Fridays off. So we've got a kind of good balance there of people taking time off, but still having enough time with their own teams.
What are you seeing from your team?
Yeah, I mean, it's maybe a little bit too early to get a really positive view into this, but certainly I haven't had any negative feedback about it.
Awesome.
I think, the only negative feedback has always been couched with positive feedback. Oh, well, maybe I'm losing connectivity with some of the people, but work-life balance has definitely improved. And I think that's why we wanted to do this, was to make sure that people felt happier and enjoyed their work more when they were here, and their 4 days out of 7 rather than their 5 days out of 7 makes a huge difference to people. This feels like the right balance of work and non-work, but it just gives everyone that extra day to recover, and it's also
long weekends and more time with family.
Yeah, exactly. And it's giving people that time to just disconnect from work and breathe out, and then it means they're much more motivated and focused when they come back into work on the Monday.
So they're going to be more productive.
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you think this is going to be the future for a lot of companies?
For the kind of company in our industry, so software development, all the research shows, all the experimentation shows that companies become more productive, they become better places to work, they become happier places to work, they attract better talent. And right now we're in, by far the minority of companies, there's only a very small number doing this, but it makes us a very attractive place to come and work, I imagine, for a lot of people. And so it's going to be a lot harder for some of the other companies in our industry not to follow suit. I think in 5 to 10 years, this will be much more normal in the industry. But right now, obviously, it's still quite experimental, but all the evidence seems to be pointing towards this being a really positive move, not just for our company, but for companies who do it in general.
Thanks so much, Graham.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.